So dirty. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, there.
What? I can't hear you. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
hold on 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. I was wondering where wait, hold on.
Loretta.
Hi, I was wondering where you guys have been.
Well, I want to do it every time, and she says no. So she'll be here.
Once in a while,
Yeah.
right? You got to do
Go-
some other stuff. I
go
get it.
to
I
the
get it.
class.
I get it. Welcome to class, Louise. I think we have a new person on. So hi, Louise. Welcome to class. I'm Anna Marie. We're going to be doing Mobility Monday. Make sure you guys have a chair. If you want to put on a pair of tennis shoes and socks, if they're closed, you do not have to, but if you want to, we are going to do some moves. I'm standing and sitting and a little bit of some mobility with a little bit of low impact, some cardio moves. So not a whole lot and not a ton of, but enough that if you want some shoes, you can. Other than that, you need a chair, a mat, and for sure, if you can get a yoga strap or like a towel, like a long beach towel, so we can roll up, or a jump rope. This is for mobility reasons. We're just going to use it in our hands. You don't have to have any of these things. A chair is helpful though. Are we good to go?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to mute everybody just because it helps with feedback. So, all right. Right, if you guys want to have a seat in your chair for me, you should be able to see me okay. Yep. I'm going to spotlight myself. That means I'll become bigger to all of you, so you should be able to see me a lot better. Yep. Awesome. All right, everybody come to the seated position right in your chair, please, for me. Like I said, if you want to put on a pair of tennis shoes and socks, you can. Otherwise, we're going to have a seat with our feet flat on the floor. A nice long inhale in, just let your hands kind of relax. Shoulders are back and down, kind of reset yourself on your sit bones. That means find the little bones in the part of your bottom, kind of move side to side. Make sure both of your bottom cheeks are on the chair. Giving yourself kick out of myself today. Hands are playing on your thighs. Chest is lifted, so sit nice and tall. So if you had, like, I have this symbol, a symbol, you could see it. So in other words, if I was like down like this, maybe I'll see it. So sit nice and tall. Neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Come into just kind of a calm space. Probably you're just in the middle of your day, so thanks for taking the 45 minutes to come in and feel a little bit more mobile. Take a nice inhale in, and when we inhale in, let's keep our arms all the way to the side and out like the letter T. Just hold 2 breaths here. Opening up to the chest and the back. A little slight bend in the elbow. Try to look yourself in the camera. One more in. See if those kind of be equal. What we're going to do is this time we're going to go from one side to the other side. So the middle would be your starting point. We're going to slowly allow mobility with the shoulder to come all the way towards the head. Take your time. There's no rush getting there. I'm going to ask you, are you clenching in your toes? I am. So release your toes. And now start to kind of go just on that diagonal, like playing airplane, right? It feels good. I just did this on purpose, right? Like this. Kind of good to go side to side with your body a little bit. You can do that. Up to you. For 2 more. We're going to meet in the middle. Palms face the ceiling. Elbows are going to have a really, really big bend. We're going to pull them in. And then we're going to inhale, reaching all the way. And then exhale down and reach up. And exhale. One more time, all the way up. Shoulders are backing down. So look, try to not, okay? Try to keep those shoulders away from the ears. And now, release. Wonderful. Take these hands right out to me, please. And we're gonna put our fingers down and then up. And then down, we have some wrist mobility coming in. So just down and up for 10. So 5 more. You feel the stretch, the form. All right, and now take each arm, take this arm lightly, just if you can, take your hand from this space, turn it to the side and under, or even just to the side a little bit, wherever you can go, your range of motion is. You're just gonna not even pull, you're just gonna lightly just kind of like tap your fingers just for a nice stretch in that wrist. Release it, shake it down. Other hand comes out, rotate it underneath if you can. If that's as far as you can go, that's fine. You're gonna come down to this space, kind of just slightly. Wonderful. And slowly release it. All right, shake it out. Let's just try to do a real quick here. We're gonna go out and in to make a fist, very important. So let's get that fist as tight as we can. Out, in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. And then we're gonna just do out to the side. I know I've talked about his wrist. So let's go for 10. Slight elbow bend if you need it. Wonderful. Let's shake it out. All the way down and all the way up with those noodle arms. Try to come all the way up and then come all the way down. For 3 more times, all the way up and all the way down. As big as you want to get. You can take the arms all the way up, kind of like an octopus, whatever you want to do. 1 more time. Don't forget to breathe and release. Let's get these legs warmed up. So feet are out. We're going to open up our hips, this leg up if possible. Both sit bones are on the chair. Your hips are squared towards me, towards the front. We're going to attempt to lean forward and reach our fingertips towards as far as we can. If you want to bring your fingertips on the side, you can, but it's tucking the chin, the nose towards the leg, and hold. Remind yourself things like, are your teeth tense? Are your toes tense? Are you and tip forward from the hip? Now, please start to go side to side with those arms. Get a little bit more of a stretch in that hip. Paying attention to your body and your day. Inhale in, exhale. In 3, 2, 1, we are going to slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Neck coming up last. Take a nice deep breath at the top. Lift this leg off. Release it back to the ground. Switch legs and come to the other side. Lay your foot or shoe on top Great, a little bit above the kneecap, please. Not up on that knee joint. Taking the hands to the side or towards the front. You're gonna tip forward from the hip, tuck the chin to chest, and roll down. Or arms to the side. If that opens up, okay, your mobility, and you're able to come a little bit further down and take them to the side, towards the sides of the chair. But make sure you tuck that chin and bring your chin and nose towards that leg. One more inhale in. And we're going to slightly just kind of let our fingertips kind of sway side to side for 3, for 2, for 1. And now slowly 1, 2, 3, roll up to the top. Wonderful. All right, point and flexing. So please, 1 foot at a time. I want you to come towards that, a little bit closer towards the end of the chair. Remember, we don't so much lift and like throw it out in the air, right? You want to lift with your bottom, your core, so that the shoulders are back and down. Brace this core that's running through the center. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to hold on to the side if you want, but not any kind of like major grips. It's kind of like lightly handle here. You're going to lift the leg up, point the leg, lift the leg, set the leg down. You're going to lift, kick in and out, but it's not like kicking real hard. We're just like trying to point that leg and then set it back down. We have that knee mobility coming in and the hip mobility at this time. Up, out, up, set. Lift, out, lift, set. Lift, I'm gonna let somebody in the class keep going. Lift, up, lift, set, lift, out, kick, set. So we're gonna lift it and lift and lower. For 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Make sure you're squeezing that core. Brace yourself to get up. Awesome. All right, take this leg out. If you can, we're gonna do ankle mobility. So we're gonna circle one way. And then set it down, give that leg a break, and circle the other way out. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift and lower. Now come on in the inner circle if you can. So the other way with this foot, rotate this way, or the other way, whatever is the opposite. I don't know what it looks like to you. I hope you're smiling from, I can't really see you that far away. So I'm like, hoping you smile. All right, set it down. Take the arms out. We're going to try to reach towards those toes, okay? So chest lifted, and what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to come down and lift all the way up and down and lift all the way up. So let's start up here actually. So more in like a letter Y, shoulders are back and down. Try not to do this, okay? Look at yourself. Down and up and down. You don't even have to bring the arm all the way back. You could just leave the arms here. Do you feel that nice abdominal crunch? You're welcome. Can you brace the core? Say crunch, think. Squeeze abs together all the way from the top of the abdominal to the lower abdominal. Down and up and down and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Please come to the center again. Center yourself on this chair. Shoulders are back and down. One hand can come to like either the side of your leg, and then the other is going to go towards the side, and we're going to just kind of do a little slight twist towards the one side and look over that back shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly spinal rotation towards the other side. The other hand comes towards the other leg. This arm is just set on the side of the chair, and we're looking over this shoulder. So your back shoulder, the same way you're facing. If you want to just decide if that's in your range of motion today in your practice, that's totally fine. And now come back to center. When you do that just a little bit, I don't want to see the word faster because I don't want you to go real fast. All I want you to do is just with a little bit more intention, okay? So we're just gonna go side to side. At 8. So 5 more, 4. Don't forget to breathe. And center. All right, arms to the side. Let's do a little bit of arm circles. My son had to do these with me. He's like, Mom, this can't be hard. And I said, okay, sure. So let's take them forward. Slight arm bend. Chest is lifted. Shoulders are back and down. After about 30 seconds, he changes tune. So make sure you look at yourself in this camera. You have that as your advantage. You can see yourself. It's like a mirror. So that's one amazing thing about doing Zoom is you like have a mirror in front of you, I think. You can check, are you kind of going over, then get yourself centered to the front? Are your arms, you can do a little slight bend. Now we're gonna get a little bit bigger in this rotation forward. So we're gonna come a little bit bigger, kind of clawing through the front, opening up the shoulder blades in the back. And now what if I asked you to come all the way, like you've got to climb up something, grab on and go back down, and climb up, grab on, hold, and then come back down. So look at the big difference. Now, if your range of motion is right here, that's fantastic. This is what the class is for, right? Mobility. So it's to be expected that you might go from here to here and stay here for a little bit, okay? Eventually, we want to think about bracing the core and making this big movement, almost like you're in swimming, right? For 3, for 2, 1, and hold. Now let's give ourselves a break. Take a second, take a deep breath in. Check ourselves. Head to toe. Are your feet relaxed? The toes inside, are they actually did? I dare ya. Are you smiling just a little bit? Okay. Now, are your shins relaxed? Is your bottom relaxed? Are you sitting up nice and tall? Squeeze through the core. Is your mouth relaxed? Separate your jaw. Don't be afraid to think about all these things, even if you have to close your eyes. And now we're gonna go the other way with the arms. So we're gonna take them out to the side. We're gonna go towards the back. Stay here for about 20 seconds. Squeezing between the shoulder blades each time you go back. Now this one for me goes a little bit slower due to the shoulder issues a couple years ago for me. I don't know why, but the back rotation is a little bit more difficult for me. So you're gonna notice I'm gonna go a little bit more intentionally. Yeah, I like that word better. Intentionally in my movements. So I'm gonna take my time getting there to make sure I'm using my shoulder blades. And when I go a little bit bigger, I'm gonna really make sure I'm squeezing between those shoulder blades. Chest is lifted. And if I want to get really big with this motion, my range of motion is not as much towards the back. So I might need to come with my palms down and then go back up. Palms out, then palms down and around. You might have a bigger range of motion. That's awesome. Your day, your body, your move. All we need to remember, right? 3 words. Motion is lotion. This is all those wonderful feelings, getting those joints nice and open. 3, 2, and 1. Now, what if I told you we can do the same thing with our legs? So we're gonna do a little bit of a cardio move first, and then we're gonna go on the legs and do the same thing, but we're gonna do it on the ground. So first though, do me a favor, and all we're gonna do is some sitting down and up. So I'm gonna ask you to brace your core, make sure feet are nice and solid in the ground, you have a good foundation, and I want you to put yourself on the chair and lift up, but look down and make sure your knees are not going over your toes, okay? So if you have to move your legs a little bit, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna be in a squat position and you're gonna set yourself back down and then you're gonna lift yourself back up and then you're gonna sit down. So we're gonna do this 20 times, 20, okay? So your call, we're gonna do it about a minute or so. So you're gonna lift, squeeze the bottom and lower it back down. And you're gonna lift up and then you're gonna lift up back down. So you're pushing through the heels. Want to make sure your knees are not over your toes. Look at what I can also do. I can just barely lift and sit back down, barely lift. If you put the weight in your heels and lift your toes, that'll force you to come a little bit off. If that is not in your practice, you can just get yourself up and you can hold a squat for this minute. And if anytime you just sit back down for modification, otherwise we just go up and down. You're probably getting close to 20. When you're at 20, just have a seat. If you want to keep going for a few more seconds, I'm going to do for 5 more seconds, wherever you are. If you want to come all the way up, you can stand all the way up without locking the knees. Make sure you don't lock, okay? Have a little slight knee bend and then down, and then hold. Take a deep breath. If you want, get a sip of water. I'm going to take a sip of water. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do 10, though, at a time. And the difference is we're going to come up, we're going to squeeze and lift your arms all the way up and then come back all the way down. So they're kind of both integrating your lower and upper body, okay? So we're back here, and then we're coming all the way up, and then we're going all the way back down. And all the way back up for 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. You guys are really moving today. And hold, stand up, wait, stay up here. Take your chair out of the way if possible. Move it to the side. If you want the chair, you can keep it, but if you can, move it out of the way, because what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the same exact thing, we're just not going to have a chair to sit on. So I want you to come as close as you can towards the back of the mat, and you're just gonna sit yourself down, and then you're gonna rise yourself up. But this time, try to come up the tippy toes. So sit yourself down in this nice squat position, chest is lifted, butt is back and down, knees are not over the toes, weight is in the heels. You're gonna lift yourself up and then come back down. So from the side, watch. If I'm here in a squat, that's not a squat. The squat, toes are out like 10 and 1. I'm sitting my butt back and down, like kind of like you're resting on a porta potty. I don't know how to say it. Balancing. You don't want to be over, you want to be back. And now you're going to rise all the way up, lifting, lift, and then go all the way back down. So wherever you are, you can keep the chair. That's up to you. Try to give me 5 of your best from now on. Set, go. Hold. Everyone hold on their tippy toes if possible. Arms out to the side, and now come back down. Just hold up on these tippy toes. You just walk back and forth, right? We've done this move kind of before if you've been in my class. All we're gonna do is literally walk forward and then, but try to stay on your tippy toes. If you can't, just do a nice forward walk and back. But if you can, challenge yourself to be up with balance and back. And then when you can, start to bring your arms out to the side. Now, what if I asked you to walk around your space like a mat in a circle? We don't usually do stuff like this, but I'm gonna go against what I usually do on purpose. I'm gonna start doing things a little bit different, okay? Every time you get a little bit bored, it's gonna be different. So even if just you see a little space in my camera, it's okay, I've decided we can move around the room. I'm not gonna be afraid of this space. Just follow me all the way, stay up, stay up. Now, can you lift the arms above your head? So 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's come to the back of this mat. We're gonna eventually make our way down to the mat completely, but I told you we're gonna do a little bit of cardio moves first. So what I want do is your way towards the mat, and we're gonna come down with that same kind of move we were doing, sitting down. Big knee bend if you need it, like a massive knee bend if you need it. You're gonna come all the way down and then all the way up, like in star pose, and then you're gonna come all the way down and up. So I need you to brace the core as you touch and lift, and touch and lift. And why don't we come to this move? Why don't we grab up here together, hands, so we have a different move when we come up using different muscles. Let's go down and up, and down and up. Let's spend about 30 seconds here. I'm telling you, please brace the core, tip forward. You can get a little bit of a core workout, right? So brace down, brace up, brace down, brace up. 10 more seconds. Let me see you guys. I'm coming toward you on purpose. Awesome. Nice range of motion. All right, everyone hold. Take a nice deep breath in. Come with your feet, please, right under your hips, still apart a little bit. We're gonna slowly roll that down one vertebrae at a time to a forward fold. Hold. Letting your hands kind of come towards the ground. Give a slight knee bend. And please, now we're just gonna sway side to side for about 5 seconds. Now we're gonna take a nice inhale in, halfway lift. Long flat back, like the number 7. Try to imagine your body, and then slowly lower down. Inhale in, rise all the way up into mountain pose. Hold here. Close the eyes for just a second. We're gonna step the feet apart a little bit outside of hip width. Open the eyes. And what we're gonna slowly do is we're gonna take and crawl out into a hover position, okay? So I want us to bend our knees very, very immensely if possible. Grab towards the ground, and you're gonna walk yourself out into a hover position. So that's in a plank or a hover. So what does that look like from the side? Oh, there goes my water. I'm gonna show you. This is why we're still live, right? Live Zoom. So shoulders are over hands. Feet are either a little bit outside of the hips, or you can bring them closer together. That's a little bit more challenging. Watch my shoulders. You have to watch this. My shoulders are not back here, guys. You have to shift your shoulders over your hands. So just holding it in the correct form should be fairly difficult. Hold there, you guys, don't move. I'm gonna come down. You stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back. Slowly lower your knees to the ground and come up. I'm gonna now be able to go in with you. You can move that chair. Okay, so either you're on your knees, you can also be on your knees and just brace your core, or you're up, and we're gonna just do 10 at a time. I'm gonna drive the knee in and out, in and out. 4, 5, 6, 7, you're in a mountain climber. Hold, drop those knees, come back to child's pose. So knees are as wide as the mat. Big toe, feet are together, and we slowly lower our hips back and down. Let the forehead come towards the ground. We're not done. Hold here for 10 nice, big seconds. Right, slowly lift your head, roll yourself, shift it forward the weight, walk the knee. Let me go back into a hover position. I say big seconds, hold here, just hold the hover. This is where you're gonna get like, kind of like laugh at me after a while, right? Or not, I'm not sure. What I want you to do is listen to my voice. So drop ahead so it's lining the spine. So it just wants to be a long, long flat back. So you don't need to be looking at me, but you don't want to be able to see any further than the mat, right? Eyeballs, okay? So make sure you're looking directly down, but that neck is right in line with spine. So if you had a broomstick, you could literally balance it from the top of your head all the way past your bottom. Would not move. Squeeze your thighs towards the ceiling for 3, hold, 2, 1, slowly drop the knees and drop back into that child's pose. 15 big seconds. I say big because I appreciate every second I'm in child's pose. Make them count. In 3, 2, 1, you're slowly gonna come back up. If you are a mountain climber, we're gonna come into the climber. I'm gonna show you, you're gonna either go up into mountain climber now, or if you have wrist issues, next class, you're in with me, and that hover, you guys that can, please go into, and I know you can, go into the mountain climber and just stay there. Otherwise, you're on your back and you're just gonna do crunches, or you can set those feet down and still work your abdominal muscles. Shoulder blades are off the ground, elbows are high and wide, fingertips are at temple, and you're just gonna slowly switch side to side as the shin stays parallel to the floor for 3. You're almost done, guys. 2, 1, and release. All right, come down on the knees, or if you're on your back, roll up. Everyone, please find their way to seated position, bottle, whatever comes first. Take a little sip of water, set it out of the way, and not kick it. You might, you never know. And now we're gonna go into a move we did last week, which seemed to be really effective for people. So I got good feedback. We're gonna do some hip rotations and open up those hips the same way we did our arms. So I'm gonna show you it. I'm not gonna be facing you on purpose just because camera reasons. I think it's better to face the way I'm gonna face, and you'll see why. More appropriate. I'm gonna have you guys bring your legs up to a 45-degree angle. You're gonna have them pointed or slightly bent, okay? And all we're gonna do is take and make the letter U, and then we're gonna go with the other leg. So when you're ready, please join me in laying down. The lower back is glued into the floor. Eye gaze is through the knees, and you're just going to pendulum your leg one way or the other, side to side. Again, you can also have your knees slightly bent and do the same thing. So you would just come out and then come back in. Otherwise, they're high up if you need it, or the lower you're gonna go, it's gonna be more of a core workout too. So lower back is hands are at your sides up, and you're gonna go all the way down, pendulum, and you're gonna pendulum the other leg. You're gonna literally be drawing like the letter U with your toe in the air. Little slight knee bend, nothing wrong with that. Two more on each side. Try to keep that lower back glued in. That's your support, that's your foundation. Last one on the other side. Bring the knees in together. Bring them towards the chest and hold. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Now we're gonna take those legs up all the way to the top. We're gonna cross them. We're gonna have our hands again, face palms up for the hardest level, palms down for a little bit of assistance if you need to. And we're just gonna take our legs as a scissor all the way down towards the ground with this big knee bend or no knee bend. So all the way up, and you're cross over, cross over, cross over each leg. We're gonna do that for 4 more times, up and down. 4 counts up, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower back in the ground. Last time, all the way up. And bring the knees together, bring them close in, and hold. lay towards one side with the knees and the body, same thing. Knees go down towards the ground, try to keep them together, feet together. If the shoulder blade comes up, see, I'm doing it this way on purpose. I'm gonna put my shoulder blades need to both stay on the ground. So if that means I'm only here with my knees, that's perfectly fine. Come to the other side, nice and easy. Keep the knees together if you can. Take your time. If they want to straight, that's okay. If it feels better to lay one down on the ground, let that one lay down on the ground and let this one come. But please, 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 as it comes closer, still allow your shoulder blade to stay on the ground. If you find yourself lifting off, you want to bring your knees up. Slowly bring those knees towards the center, lower back is engaged and that core is engaged, and you bring it up. We're gonna lift into a bridge, so the lower back, you're gonna walk your feet in towards your bottom, knees, like you have like a yoga block right between them. Hands are towards the ground, palms down. You're gonna slowly, slowly lift your hips towards the ceiling, keeping your eye gaze towards the ceiling, tuck the chin to chest, and lift. Slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Bring the knees in towards the chest, hands underneath, grab those thighs on the underneath, and slowly roll up or roll to one side and come to a seated position. Wonderful. I'm gonna bring this leg out to one side. This foot is gonna come towards the center. Bring this foot in towards you. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure your sit bones are on the ground. So if you're kind of leaning on one side like I was just doing, try to restructure yourself. Both your sit bones are on the ground. So you might need to bring this leg out a little bit, but make sure you're still sitting nice and tall. We're gonna reach our hands towards that toe. If the ankle, shin, here is fine, wherever you get. We're gonna slowly lift this arm up into the sky. Eye gaze is towards the sky for a nice side body stretch. And now bring yourself up, lift this knee, switch to the other side. Make sure those hip bones are on the ground, please, both hip points. You guys are sitting up nice and tall. You don't have to have your toe majorly flexed. You can kind of just let it point a little bit or wherever you are. I don't know if your shoes on or not. Let's see that part. Take this toe out. Now you can. That's better. And lift. Probably nice, Loretta. I can see you through that. That's wonderful. Open that chest up. Eye gaze towards the sky if you want. Close your eyes or open them, that's up to you. Slowly come back to the center. Bring your legs in, cross together, resting here. Now, when you're ready, if you can come into a cobbler's pose, that's where we're gonna be more of our knees, feet together, so both the feet are right together like this. Now watch, I'm doing the side view on purpose so you can see how you start to sit back. It kind of like, first of all, you can bring your feet out to keep them together. You don't have to keep it so close, okay? Or when you come back in, you're gonna grab a hold of either your ankles or your feet, and you're try to sit up through nice and tall, side to side, and hold. For 10 seconds more, close your eyes. Concentrate on 2 solid breaths. 1 more. And release. Wonderful. All right. Let me see what time it is. I can't tell what time it is. Awesome. Okay, good. So we have a little bit more time than that. Somebody left. I think they might have lost their All right, so come on back in. This time, we're gonna face sideways. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come using our mat. We're gonna have our shoulders underneath, hands underneath our shoulders, long flat back. Now our knees are underneath our hips, okay? So if you tuck your toes, you could do like a quick bear crawl, which is what you would like lift your knees up a little bit. You could hold for a nice, awesome hover position. That's what you can't do though. Keep those shoulders back. All we're gonna do is nothing too crazy. Just I'm gonna have you guys lift up, like you're gonna put a stamp on the ceiling. And now I also want you to think about this. You're gonna you're gonna stamp the ceiling with the bottom of your foot. So you're just gonna kind of lift, pull, square those hips. 4, 3, 2, hold. Slowly lower it down. Switch to the other knee. It's up in the air. Make sure you look at yourself, like I have to look at myself. Try to get that thigh parallel to the ground. Try to make a stamp in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Switch to the other side again, lift. And that's all you want to do is just hold here for 10 seconds. You do not have to pulse, okay? Make sure if you're shifting to one side, like I was just doing to my right side, make sure you brace your core and shift your weight towards the center. Your core is the activating point here. Set that knee down. Shift to the other side, center. If you really look in this camera, I know now I need to lift, squeeze, but it has to be a little bit flatter. It's a lot to think about, right? 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Now, take yourself back. I'm gonna ask you a question. We're gonna come to our stomachs. But before I ask you, come all the way down to your stomach, lay down. I'm gonna say, are you starting to sweat with just that little core movement, that little tiny thing, right? It kind of gets your heart rate up a little bit. That's good. So we'll see a lot more of those in the coming weeks. So just know that's kind of where we're headed is mobility. Your mobility is getting bigger. We're gonna set ourselves all the way down. Our hands are gonna be to the side, okay? Let's go back a little bit. We are going to bring our forehead to the ground. And right now, all I want you to do is lift your fingertips off like you're an airplane. Bring your toes together. So you've got like pencils. It's like one little pencil point with your legs. Then you're gonna lift your forehead off, lifting your chest off the ground about 1 to 2 inches and just hold. You guys hold here. Your eye gaze is towards your mat. You have a long, flat back. Neck is not looking at me and neck is not tucked under. The long, flat back. Neck is in line with spine. Hold for 5, keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was gonna release that to the ground. Stay there, don't move. You're gonna lift off again. This time you're gonna pulse in the air. So you're gonna lift off. So come all the way up and now pulse while you're up. And make myself brighter. You're gonna lift off and you're gonna pulse. Toes are together. Think about 1 pencil point down with your legs. 3, 2, and hold. Now don't let yourself fall yet. Now brace the core, set the forehead to the ground and release. Bend the elbows. I want you to bring your feet up into the air. Remember that stance? So now you're gonna keep your heels together. You're gonna click your heels together like Dorothy, okay? Your knees are bent and your heels are in the pieces, okay? I want you to reach out in front of you or to the side. Your eye gaze is still down here. Pull forehead on the ground. If you can, reach your arms out in front of you, okay, with your head is still on the ground. You have not brought your head up yet. All I want us to do is for right now, you're gonna squeeze these shoulder blades together, slow your elbows and lift yourself off the ground with your head facing towards the ground. Now you're not doing anything with your legs, but keeping them stamping the sky with the bottom sole of your foot. See, this time you lift 1 inch higher, bracing the hip bones. So your hip bones are more pressed in and glued to the mat like it would usually be your lower back. So using your upper back to lift you, all your posterior chain, okay? Get this mobility in. You've got this, you can do this. Reach as far as you can. Let those fingertips come to the ground. If you want to tap them on the ground, you can for a second. Now this time, bend your elbows and bring your hands right on the forehead. Let your forehead rest on your hands. And all we're going to do is lift and lower those feet, stamping the ceiling. So the heels stay together and you're actually squeezing your bottom to get your thighs off the ground. Now that might be extremely difficult for you. That's okay. If you just do it one at a time, breathing your way through each one, because eventually we're going to pulse and keep our thighs lifted, okay? So 2 more, squeezing the bottom together, stamping your ceiling, and make sure you can see the soles of your feet, and stamp the ceiling and set it down. Awesome. Now, what if we integrated this all together? This will be our last move. We're going to have the hands out, feet, knees bent, stamping the sky with the soles of our feet, and we're going to lift off. So we're going to lift both things at one time if you can. Set it back down all the way. Lift both things off, squeeze the bottom, brace the core. Think about that back mobility. Amazing. All that shoulder work. And if you don't want to lift off your thighs at all, just leave them on the ground. I've been doing that on purpose. Just squeeze your elbows towards your kneecaps. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and slowly let everything come down. Release everything, tuck your toes under. Take a nice inhale in. We try to put all those moves together for about 1 more minute. So let's do 5, 5, 5. So we're gonna come first to the first part. We bend those knees up. They just stay there, right? And we just lift for 5. Your best yet. Just the upper body. Now rest your forehead. 5 in the back. 5, just the lower body. 4, squeeze. 3, stamp the ceiling. 2, and now integrate the whole thing together for 5. So we reach and squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Set it all down. Tuck the chin. Brace that core. Shift the weight all the way to the back to child's pose. Open the hips. Gonna rock side to side. Let's walk through child's pose to one side. Awesome body stretch on one side. Let the weight of your forehead release. Let your toes relax. Hips are back and down. Walk to the center, then walk to the other side. Feel that side of the body stretch. Please inhale in. So you might see some yoga moves in here, but Mobility Monday is not yoga, right? It has some moves here and there. But it's definitely more about moving, becoming mobile. More you can do each week. Walk yourself to the center. Shift the weight towards the front. Knees come in. We walk our knees towards the front. Both feet to one side and then have a seat back. We end in a seated position. Just cross the legs. Shoulders are back and down. Kind of get yourself together. Hands to the side. Close the eyes. Take 15 seconds to just be at peace. Proud of what you just did. Want to bring your hands together off the floor. Open your eyes. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I don't know about you, but I am sweating a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Any feedback or questions, let me know. Every week we're going to build upon each other a little bit more. So we're getting more mobile and we're going into a new season. So why not? Let me know if there's anything you'd like to work on. Otherwise, just have a great week. And I will see you Wednesday at noon for Lengthen and Strengthen, which is a little bit slower paced, but not, well, we will not disappoint.
Thank you.
Hi, thank
Guys,
you.
glad you're back.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Fulton.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay,
We'll see you, Loretta.
bye. Bye, Mark, Andy,
Bye-bye, Loretta.
and
You guys
Fulton.
have a great week.
You too.
See you
You
Wednesday.
too.
I look forward to it. See you Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Who was the #1 male?
There were
I
two,
don't pick favorites.
Fulton and, it's Fulton and you.
The same as the #1 females.
That's right.
I missed you.
All right, we'll
You're-
see you guys.
I always say this, you're always your own #1.
Yeah,
Right.
with the kids, right.
Amen. All right. Take care. Have a great day.
Take care, too.
Bye.
Bye.